good morning, YouTube. How we doing this fine morning? I can't even show you where I'm sitting. It's so dark and gloomy. I'm actually in uh, where am I? Plant City, Florida. Plant City, Florida, and I'm in the staging area to deliver to. Let's see, where are we delivering to? Sweet Bay Marketing Distribution Center. I think that's it's one of these known supermarkets. I just can't remember which one. It's funny how they don't have their original name. Ain't that the crazy part? So I'm gonna charge my. What's going on, Mike? Man, I was sleeping good, but then so I had to. Let's like, you know what? We had to get up. I had to get up. Okay, got the phone charging. Uh, I was gonna make some coffee, but I'm down to 1 to 2 cups of coffee a day. But I gotta start using that strategically because it ain't helping with the high blood pressure. But look, I'm trying to. I know, yeah, you're killing yourself, but I'm trying to stay alive too. Because if I'm tired, I gotta wake up. It's like a catch 22. Um, it is what it is, but whatever. Um, Something happened yesterday in the cruising community, and I'm horrible with doing my homework. I believe it's Celebration Key, where Carnival's new um, island. Everybody acts like they own it. They're renting it out from the Bahamian government, um, and they built all this stuff on there. And turns out 2 people passed away. Um, I know, and I don't think it was negligence, but I believe it was their time, honestly, because one was like, I think 79, and then the other was, the other one was 70. I mean, these are the ages where that's stuff is starting to happen. And on cruise ships, you guys might not know it, but they do have morgues, and these things actually it actually happens. Um, and my question today is there an age where you stop? Let me see. Is, I'm trying to say it the right way. Is there an age where you stop doing certain things in cruising? We have a lot of people that one everybody wants to do an excursion when you get on these cruises. I personally think excursions are a waste of money. The reason I say that is I remember when we went, I think it was Grand Turks when I first started cruising, and we was on a bus tour, And everything the person said was, well, there used to be a building there, but Hurricane so and so blew it up, blew it away. And then after that, well, that used to be the such and such center, but Hurricane such and such blew it away. And yeah, no, Mike, it was actually two separate occasions. One person was snorkeling. You're 78 years old, and they said scuba dive, but I don't know if it's scuba diving or snorkeling. And the other one was in the main pool. Now, at 70 years old, I'm not trying to be swimming. I might be have my feet dipped in the water, or wading in the water at 70 years old. I promise you, that's probably the best you're gonna get me. Um, hold on, guys. Oh, at at that age, I think you're only gonna get me, but so much to do. But back to what the other story that was what I was saying is, um, these excursions, folks um don't take into account that they're not superhuman. Hey Urban, good morning. They take into account they're superhuman because they're on a cruise ship and they're on vacation. Most of us that all go on these cruise ships were overweight, out of shape, and don't know what the heck we're doing. What do I mean by that? You have to be told on the cruise ships they have certain rides. If you're above 250 pounds, you can't do certain things. But then you'll get off on these excursions and think you know how to four wheel. Four wheeling is very freaking dangerous, regardless if you think, well, it's just a mini bike, but you got to know what you're doing when you're four wheeling. You can flip that bike. You can flip that bike. You can do only a few things, and you're done for. If you'll look back at the video, I don't know if you can hear me in the background. My first four wheeling video that we did in um the, well, the wife was on the back, and I forgot what island that no what country that was, but it was our first land vacation, and she was moving all over the place, and I mean literally, she was going this way, and I'm going this way to counteract the weight so we don't flip this bike. We almost ran into the fence like three times, and I'm yelling at her to stop. You're gonna get us freaking killed. Um, but when folks get on the cruise, they think they're superhuman. Oh, let's go swimming with the sharks. See, and I hate to be black and white, but see, that's white people stuff. You know what I'm saying? Let's go, let's go swimming with the sharks, or let's, they start doing stuff that you don't use no common freaking sense. There's a person that I guess they got the flesh eating bacteria, and they almost died by swimming with the pigs. There's a reason why a lot of people don't eat pork. Pigs are nasty, but you gonna go on the island and kiss a pig and swim with a pig and get the, and that poop, pigs and all these animals, they don't say, "Oh, I gotta go to the bathroom." Excuse me. Let me go to the bathroom. Then after that, I'm gonna wipe my booty, and then well, hold on. Yeah, I need to leave that on there. Let me go. Let me go over here. Let me go over here and wipe my booty, and then sanitize my pig hands, and then come back out, and then I'll go swimming with you some more. See, there's no common sense. No common sense. And people like they think that you know riding a horse and again, most people are not in shape. Not and I'm not saying that just to be mean. I'm saying most people are, you're smoking, you've been drinking all over the cruise, you're overweight, you're out of shape, and you don't know what you're doing. You get on these horses, and the horses they've been rocked to, they half of them are malnourished, but you think this is an Instagram moment where we're going to be trotting along the beach side. Ah, you- and you think that's the glue. No, these are pack animals. They've been trained to do this stuff. Half of y'all there's a weight limit to these poor horses. You're breaking their backs and you're getting on them, and you don't know what you're doing, and the horse knows you don't know what you're doing. And then when that horse knows that you don't know what you're doing, it's gonna take you a different route. But again, on these cruises, they sell it. Well, we're gonna walk along the beach, and then you're walking in the water, and then the horse is dropping horse turds, and it's floating in the water, and you're getting infected by whatever that horse has. And then you're doing these stuff, you don't even know what's going to happen. I've seen horses grown behind men, throw them, and you think you're gonna go back to the cruise ship? No, now they fly you behind out because you done threw your back out. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, they do their biz in the water too, bro. And see, and my thing is, and I'm gonna use my boy as an example. He went on an excursion in Mexico, scuba diving. They didn't give a flip if he was certified or not. So there's a certain way that you got to put that daggone thing in your mouth, and you go down into the water, and it's hours and hours of certification, so you don't get yourself hurt. There's hours and hours of learning what you need to do in case of emergency. If you lose your goggles, if your goggles get filled with water, if the hose gets tied up, there's certain certifications. But some of these excursions don't give a flip. And he went down under the water, and he actually breathed. I'm exaggerating. An hour, 30 minutes worth of air in less than 10 minutes, and had to go to the surface. Something really bad could have happened. Something really bad could have happened. I do the zip lines, but in Costa Rica, I was blown away at the safety that they had. They have a double zip line. They had a double. And I did a zip line in Tennessee. They had a double zip line. I'm not going on a single zip line. I don't care what you tell me. I went on one of the cruise ships, but they had a double, but they were side to side. So if one breaks, you still have one holding you up. But see, this is what we're talking about. I'm 58 years old. I'm trying to do whatever I can right now before I become too old to be doing this crazy behind stuff. I'm trying to lose weight. I'm trying to get my blood pressure under control, my blood sugar under control, um, my get into some type of shape so that I can do some of this stuff because when I was younger I didn't get a chance to do it. But there's going to be a day where I decide, nah, I'm not with this no more. You know what I mean? Yeah, look. You got a lot of people thinking, okay, you on a cruise or you in the islands, you want to do this excursion. Well, we're doing this. Have you ever did it before? I've driven motorcycles before. I've driven, and I know all the dangers of a four wheeler. That's why when I got on it, I was like, okay, I'm using my head. I'm not breaking my neck out here. And do you see what I'm saying? I'm not breaking my neck out here. So we're gonna do this, and this because I'm on vacation. I'm not trying to get life flighted out of anywhere. I'm not going too close to the edge. I'm not having a certain amount of alcohol that I could just trip over and fall over. Next thing you know, I'm sobering up and I'm out in the middle of the ocean. I'm using some freaking common sense, guys. I mean, really. There was a lady. She was on an Alaska cruise and said, "I'm going for a walk." First of all, stupid, you are in Alaska. You ain't in Nebraska. You ain't in on Long Island. You're not in Atlanta. You're not walking up the street. You're in freaking Alaska. She goes walking up a path and gets what I think it was her or it was another story, gets attacked by a bear. See, this is Caucasian white people stuff. Y'all stupid. Y'all, everybody says black people are violent and all this other stuff, and we want to fight. But we have a radar. Say, hell, oh no, I'm not going that way. And be honest with you, I'm not. I'm in. I know. I've watched. I don't know if you ever heard of it. And it's called. Remember National Geographic. Well, National Geographic is showing Alaska. Come on. We're walking, and one of them, I guess, got mauled and came back, and the other one they never found. They found a week or two later. Nah, player. Is there a certain age where you just have to? Have you lost your common one? That folks would be losing their common sense. I got to bring it up, and it has nothing to do with cruising. I'm in Florida right now. I passed the Florida has is they got the interstate and then I got what is it, the Parkway Turnpike. This idiot, first of all, he wasn't no migrant. He was an illegal alien. Illegal. They said he came across. the border in Mexico and made his way made his way into the country. Now everybody's saying that he got his license in California. His CDL license. Do y'all know there's certain states that you could just buy one? So whatever he got it illegally. This stuff I do is dangerous as all get out. I'm on high alert. I done did 1,000,000 miles. I'm scared to death because my company. I've seen in Texas they got a row of 1,000,000-mile trucks that just got decimated because guys done got lackadaisical because they done hit their 1,000,000 miles. I'm scared to death. I want to live. Okay, but this idiot is on the Florida Turnpike, 2-lane highway, both sides, and they be getting it. And evidently he must have missed a turn, so he's going to go in like an open spot that says no U-turns, especially that sign. The sign is not for trucks, it was for cars. So it's telling you if a car can't do a U-turn fast enough, what do you think your stupid behind gonna do? But this idiot, he turns and does a U-turn, and another car, I don't know if it's a van or whatever, slams into the trailer. I mean, slams in under the trailer, and they pass away. But the thing is, it's not the people that slammed it. It's his fault that this happened. But he didn't. There was no common sense to that. Go up to one, go up to the next exit, and turn around. Or two, on the turnpike, go to the next service plaza. The service plazas on the turnpike are in the middle. You can go in there and turn around. You just come in. It's on the left side of the interstate. You drive in, you turn, and you could cut across the parking lot and go back the other way. So this guy killed these people for no reason. Excuse me. I don't know. Every time I get into talk, I gotta spit. Sorry, but you did not use no freaking common sense. You didn't use no common sense. And see, this is what a lot of these people are doing. There was a guy came into a Sam's Club with a permit. He was driving an 18 wheeler permit by himself. That's totally against the law. He started backing up and bashing in the trailers, just tearing stuff up. And you wonder why. This is my dandelion goji berry tea. I've had the whole pack of this mess for God knows how long, and it's like, man, I gotta start drinking that mess. And they say, the internet did their homework and said this is the same guy that took a truck over a wooden bridge. You don't take this big behemoth over a wooden bridge. You don't take it over anything that says 36 pounds, 36,000 pounds or less. The fine is astronomical. for you and the company that you work for. You know what I mean? But it seems like we are losing our. It seems like I can't say that it's this new age of folks, but it seems like everybody at this day and time is losing natural born common sense. Doesn't matter what country you live in, it's just common freaking sense. Um, what was that? There's a lady, I think it's on Carnival. Yeah, oh yeah, there's a hurricane going on right now. I think it just happened. And the lady was upset. Now, let's use common sense. You on a cruise ship, you're on a boat, you're on a boat on the water, you're on a boat on the water. A hurricane's coming, okay? And they say, well, we can't make it into that port because there's a hurricane coming and it's going to bash our ship up. Bash our $1 billion ship up. So the lady, she raising total Cain. Why do you think that the louder you yell, that makes people want to listen to you? Don't you know you get more with honey than with vinegar? And on these cruise ships, this is not the. A lot of people get on these boats thinking that I'm an American citizen, I have right. This is not the United States when you go on a cruise ship. Yelling and screaming and flailing and acting the fool, no matter what color you are, is going to get your behind locked up and then kicked off the boat. That's what's going to happen to you. Well, I paid all this money to get off at Cozumel. She throwing a fit, but you cruise during hurricane season, stupid. I'm cruising during hurricane season. But I'll put it this way. Look, these cruise ships have airtight compartments. They not going down. I'm going to do whatever I need to do and enjoy myself. You know what I'm saying? This is the first time in a couple of years that we're going to be cruising during hurricane season. But if we can't get to the pier, we just can't get to the pier. That's for my safety. They've gotten boats that it got so rough while they were tied up that those big behind mooring lines snapped, and the ship went floating away. So you're gonna sit there and yell and scream and act like a complete moron, so you can get your way. And these poor Filipinos, Africans, and Eastern uh, Western Europeans, they barely speak English, and they're going. I really want to tell this person how I feel, but I need to keep my job, and I need to keep sending money back home to Uzbekistan, and to support my family because you're an idiot. I'm trying not to laugh, but this is what folks be doing, and you just don't understand. You just don't understand the loss of common sense. What time is it? The loss of common sense. I mean, let me know in the comments. Am I talking stupid here? Am I talking stupid? It, if you know you're about to go on vacation and you're sick, you gotta make the decision. You gotta make the decision. Are you ready? Are you gonna be able to go on this vacation? A lot of people got other health problems that they don't tell folks, and things happen. You got some people that are so, and I watch this and I'm going, my God, dude. And they were like, they called John Hill, Carnival John Hill, and sir, what, um, you know, what is this guy doing? What you looking for, bro? This guy keeps on coming checking my trailer number. I don't know, like I done stole something. I got Kellogg's cornflakes for peace sake. you know, brother. Oh boy. But you know, it, you know, it's like right now. Y'all saying, well, you can move going people big. Well, I sat here and I was down under 230. Now I'm above. I'm in the 240s again, and I'm like, well, how the heck that happened? I'm trying to lose weight for my birthday, but that's probably why I'm drinking this dandelion goji berry tea. Let me see something. I'm gonna start pressing buttons. Yes, I want to start pressing buttons. Let's see. Welcome to the quiet storm. Welcome to the quiet storm. the wife is the wife is man. We're going on a cruise, but we're going on the oldest Royal Caribbean ship, and she's always negative. And she says, she says, because we enjoyed Caribbean night where we had oxtails, where that music. I gotta cut it. I gotta stop it. Let me stop the music. That music. I I'm trying to keep up with the music when I'm talking. Um, we wanted to get some oxtails, right? Cause the Caribbean night. Well, long story short, we she bought a case of oxtails at what this hidden Asian place, but she didn't look in the box. She didn't look in the box. See, the she got a different color box. The normal box that she gets, the normal box that she gets is a white box, so it's pre-cut oxtails. So she bought, it was a brown box, and she brought it in the house and opened it up and showed me, and it was a big behind oxtail. It was a big ass oxtail. But see, I learned how to work. I learned how to work around that. I said, well, I'll break out the cleaver. We'll just chop it up. Oh no, I want specific size. I was like, okay. Well, I have a specific sawzall with blades that I've washed, scrubbed. I don't use it for nothing else other than meat. I wash, scrubbed, bleached the blades and everything. So we cut. You know, I, I sat there and sawzalled that whole sucker up. I actually got some in, in the back refrigerator. I probably have it today. I sawzalled that sucker up. Let's see who's that. Hey Jay, I sawzalled that sucker up, and we got a whole bunch of oxtails, and just you just cut it up. You know what I mean? You got to be you got to have some common sense on whether uh, ingenuity or whatever. I know I'm using big words, but you got to have some common sense and just figure it out. but back to the cruising. They have a Caribbean night on Royal Caribbean. I want to go back on what's it? Utopia of the Seas. I'm sorry. I was like, sorry, dear, we ain't going back on that thing. Is expensive for 3 days, 3 4 days. I'm not doing that. You're not getting me for 3 or 4 days. No. If I'm going to spend an arm and a leg, it's going to at least be a week. You know. Um, but she's so well. They're probably not going to have it. Okay. But these smaller ships, their food is a whole lot better. I've been watching the videos for this ship. These smaller ships, their food is a whole lot better because they're smaller. They have to attract you one way or another. Um, I I don't plan to gouge out. I don't plan to do the big back, thing. I don't plan to. Don't quote me on this, but I plan to watch what I eat and try to, instead of having four breakfasts, I'm probably gonna try to have two breakfasts. I'm trying. I'm gonna try. I'll probably have one lunch and maybe a snack or two compared to the five that I normally have. I plan to try to eat like a normal human being. I'm not saying it's going to be easy. I'm not saying that. I'm going to try. I'm saying I'm going to try. Um, I have to work on my video taping. Um, I have a 4K camera, and I put that remote down. I don't remember what I did with it. I have a 4K camera. I got to start figuring out how much the well, my breakfast is good. when when you like breakfast, I like breakfast. I have a 4K camera, but I got to learn all the quirks about the 4K camera. It's only going to run for a certain amount of time, and that 4K uses up a lot of space. So I got to pick and choose what I want to videotape and get it downloaded and then move on. I got to pick and choose what I want to do. Um, Not saying that's going to be easy. I think I'm gonna do a lot more GoProing because the GoPro I'm more familiar with. Um, I got all this equipment, but I just got to start taking the time to figure it out. I just figured out an easier way to delete stuff off the daggone thing. Um, but you know what I'm saying. Um, when you're trying to do 50 million things at once, it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard when you're trying to do 50 million things at once. So you just gotta. I just gotta relax. I told myself I was gonna start packing, but I should be able the next 2 weeks be able to get home, so I can break out the suitcase and start packing before it's too. So I don't have to be struggling the night before. Um, but again, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Um, the sun's starting to come out over here. Let me show y'all. Oh, get another SD card. You know what? You're right. I need to get a bigger one. I need to get a bigger one and then be able to keep an eye on the charge. Let's see. All right, I'm presently in a staging area, waiting for to 7, 8, 9. I Once I shut down for the morning off this live, I'm gonna have 2 hours to play around with, and from there I get, I'm gonna go ahead go check in, and then I get to head back north, head back into Georgia, Georgia. Okay, good. That's a good idea, Mike. That's a good idea. You know what, and that really didn't dawn on me to do something like that. That really didn't dawn on do you know for me to do that. And I need to practice. I have a wireless mic. I have a wireless mic. I need to practice with that too. Though I'm trying to up my game, but I am not what is it, with the uh with all these electronics, it's not the easiest thing in the world, you know what I mean? But I need to start working on it, making doing it much better. But again, we shall see. We shall see. Oh boy. I feel funny not having my coffee, but I'm having my dandelion tea. and that is like, I got no fake sugar, no additives, just the straight dandelion tea. I had it's just deliciously nasty. Rico rice. Anybody ever hear that? Never heard of that. Yeah, cause I'm at like a supermarket chain. I don't know which one. There's a different name on it, but uh, so I could get under, this load delivered, and then head back north in time to get, a better paycheck this week. I got some miles to put on me today. I actually had to drive like a truck driver today. I mean, yesterday. Shoot, I did 500 miles. I ain't did that in a minute. you know, I haven't did 500 miles in a minute, and that's sad. That's what you're supposed to do as a driver. But times are times are getting tough out here, guys. Times are getting tough. And urban, hey, Canada's letting us have it. And Trump's so stupid. Canada's telling you, look, we buy billions of dollars from billions and billions of dollars from you guys. They done knocked out the liquor industry. Whiskey is just dead. The whiskey industry is dead because billions go to Canada, and Trump fined folks for saying, "Oh, that's a lie." You know, these statistics aren't true. Yeah, they are. You're destroying our. You said make America great again. Make America broke because you're dumb behind. Stupid. Wonder if that dandelion tea is releasing a lot of phlegm. I don't know, but who knows? I was like, I'm drinking healthy this morning, and what could I get myself into after that? I don't know. We shall see. But thanks for the folks that came in and coming in on the remix. Y'all greatly appreciate it. Love y'all to death. Um, the grass growing season is coming to an end. And I'm getting. Oh, that's probably why. I'm like, but you know what? You're right. I do. I need to drink it. And I think it's doing better work. I think it's doing better work because I don't have no fake sugar. No fake sugar in it. I think it's doing better work because I don't have no fake sugar in it. Which I need to keep doing. I should have put some cinnamon in it. The next one I make, that's what I'm gonna do. Next one I make, I'm gonna put some. I'm gonna put some cinnamon in it. That cinnamon, man, I wish I knew that years ago. Cinnamon ain't no joke. That is one heck of an anti-inflammatory. It and see, the first conversation I was talking about, are you getting too old to do stuff? I wouldn't be able to do any of the stuff that I do now if I didn't start listening to people on YouTube. I didn't start listening to you guys and started making changes. Crooked Peach and all of y'all, Mike and all y'all. If I didn't start making changes, I would have been just one miserable big back, pop belly, bubble. Um, my back is a little bit smaller, and I needed to get it smaller and smaller. But I'm allowed to do certain things. I'm starting to see now that the more carbs that I eat, the more it my acid reflux gets hit. So if I don't want that acid reflux, I leave the carbs alone. So again, it's giving me a reason to go low carb. It's giving me a reason. And when I'm given a reason, a hard-headed fool like myself, it makes it easier to do the right thing. And the right thing for me to survive is to to work within the system, to figure stuff out. And I'll be talking about the lawn tomorrow probably. But I got to figure out when is it time to bring the avocado tree in. I'm trying to give it as much time as possible. Then it's not. It's. I don't think it's going to get cooler until October in North Georgia. I'm not north. I'm just north of Atlanta. Um, so I'm going to keep it out there till then, because it's just getting this green and um, the rosemary. I have to start trimming that. I'm gonna trim that rosemary next time I get home. Um, do what do I do with the rosemary? Do I put it in a Ziploc bag and put it in the freezer? Um, I think that's what would be the smartest thing I do. Should do until I can figure out. I don't know how to dry my rosemary. I don't have a place to leave it. Those are the two things that I've got growing in my peach trees. I'm a gardener wannabe. You know what I'm saying? I'm a gardener wannabe, but I'm wannabe like y'all. I'm gonna figure. I'll get more later on, but we'll figure it out. We he got no choice. All right. We Oh well, yeah, that too. That too. Um, I know you can use rosemary with chicken. What else can you use rosemary with? Could you use it with beef or what? Anybody know? Oh, excuse me. All righty. I see we at 6:54. I'm gonna go ahead and shut this down. I just want to say thank you guys for coming in this morning and listen to me ramble and listen to me um, talk about everything under the sun. Never stay on one point at all. Um, guys, make this week make it a good week, okay? And as always, if you think nobody loves you, know that I love you and God loves you. You have a blessed day. Don't be stressed. Coming up next, wellness with Frugal Mama. Get your workout on, positive affirmations, and fashion sense. Eddie Lugo Studios at 7:15, and at 9 o'clock, Cruising is Fun Anytime. Go live together with Eddie Lugo Studios at 9 o'clock, and Miss T with the T at 9:15. So y'all have a blessed day. I will see you guys tomorrow. Deuces.